I have lost my son, and I always said that was the worst thing anybody could do, is lose that child. But I want to tell you something, and I wouldn't tolerate it, you know. He wouldn't stop, and...
What are you laughing about?
Just gonna start jumping like a rabbit to start with.
Well, I'm afraid of this, yeah. Oh, no. Oh, you're taking me through the bushes. Help.
Yes, we're going for it.
You're not gonna turn me over, are you? I gotta show you something.
Okay.
What I decided to wear today.
You didn't.
Yes, I did.
You didn't.
It was a wild ride. It was a scary ride. You know Miss Jenny. You've seen her story. I told you we updated it. Here's the update.
An incredible woman with an infectious laugh took me on a wild ride. Miss Jenny May also shared her heartbreaking story, and the years since have not been easy for her. Oh, hi there.
What are y'all doing?
We're here to put you on television.
For what?
We want to hear your story.
About what?
Whatever you'd like to talk about.
Are you serious?
I'm totally serious.
I sat down to get to know the woman who knows the whole town.
I know everything and everybody's business and what they do and what they don't do. I'm the Ridgeway paper.
Is there a paper here?
No, me.
It's you.
Jenny May says there's a particular way most townsfolk would describe her.
Yeah, I'm the happy lady in town. I ride bicycles and fall off and do all kinds of stuff.
Just for fun?
For fun.
Yeah.
And I have a golf cart, and we ride it at night when we're not supposed to, and ride around town and hide from the police and do things like that.
She had the speed regulator removed so she can get the most speed. Why? Because it makes her happy.
Well, I'm a happy person. I don't ever be sad, sad, sad. You hang on now.
You couldn't guess it, but she wasn't always like this. There was a time when she was beyond sad, in the depths of sorrow.
He was, name was James Howard Maddox, and he was almost 10 years old, like 2 months being 10.
And what happened?
He had a real rare blood disease.
From the time he was diagnosed, it was only a matter of months before James died.
And so Howard, he went around there and he told him goodbye, but I didn't. I couldn't. I never did. I never even went to the funeral home and said bye. I just couldn't do it. I guess it's just a mother's love. But life went on. It was horrible. The horriblest thing I ever faced, and hope I never have to face it again.
Jenny says the years following were painful, but she learned life had to go on.
And you really need to be happy for what time you have here on this life. So I'm always happy, laughing, and even my children think sometimes that I'm senile because I'm always happy.
Do I need to hold on?
You might. Oh, the back ones hold on good, okay? There's not enough time on this earth for me. Every morning when I get up, I think about what I want to do and what to do. Come on, my friend, I haven't seen you in 4 years.
Has it been that long?
Yes. Give me a big old hug. Give me a big southern hug.
Great to see you.
Good to see you.
I got to show you something.
Okay.
What I decided to wear today.
You didn't.
Yes, I
you
did.
You didn't. The pig on the ridge.
The pig on the ridge.
All right, you should come to that one time.
The shirt you sent me.
Yeah, I know, the pig on the ridge. Well, that is 2013.
We'll chat like we're old friends.
Okay.
Because we are.
Friends.
Yeah.
Forever.
Yeah, yeah. It's flown by, but a lot has happened.
That's right, a lot. Well, since you left, I have had a lot of tragedy again.
When Jenny told me about her son James, she said she never wanted to feel that kind of pain again.
Many a woman would have loved for a man to love them like he loved me.
They fell in love. Of course, they had my brother that passed away.
Judy's talking about her dad, Howard, who was never mentioned in the first story.
He was part of her. She was part of him.
Because he was like a lot of daddy to me, because I've been married to him since I was 16 years old.
Wow.
And he was 21, I was 16. And we'd been together all those years.
Howard passed away after a 4-year battle with cancer.
And it's sad. And it's like he's not gone. Sometimes I wake up in the morning and it's like you know, I got to get up and cook breakfast for him. But then it hits me, well, he's not here. But I guess it'll take a long time. I might not live long enough to forget it, you know, to try to get over it.
But Jenny and Howard's love story is nothing like you've ever heard.
And we'd been together all those years, 35 years, whenever I left him.
Married 35, but together more or less 59 years.
And he always would come, every Sunday he'd eat dinner with me. And we'd go on cruises together and everything like that. We went on 13 cruises.
I remember Howard from my visit years earlier.
We talked a little bit about Howard, but not much, and he came over when we were here.
Yeah, you met him, I think, didn't you? Yeah. Yeah, you met him. He always come every day. He'd come to the house every day.
But it was interesting because you didn't want to talk about Howard. I
No.
said, do you want to tell me about Howard? And you said no.
No, I never wanted to talk about him, you know. I never did.
But it may not be for any reason you might suspect from this extraordinary lady.
It devastates the whole family, you know, and that's why Howard, that's why he became the person he did, because of Junior dying, James Howard. Dying is because he couldn't face it, and he turned to the bottle a lot of times to sleep and all that.
Jenny says she didn't want to live. Howard became an alcoholic. The death of their son set this great couple on a path for divorce.
He did have an alcohol problem, and it lasted a long time.
And he just had the problem with the alcohol, and I wouldn't tolerate it, you know. He wouldn't stop, and I just couldn't put up with it.
So she left him and says they remained in love for decades. And the reason she didn't want to talk about him.
He would always try to get help, you know. He'd go to places like the AA meetings and things like that. He was always trying to get help. And I didn't want to belittle him or make him look bad or anything like that, you know. That's what happens when you love somebody. You don't want to bring them down.
Because Jenny's heart has the capacity for so much love. She feels an equal amount of grief.
I have lost my son, and I always said that was the worst thing anybody could do, is lose that child. But I want to tell you something. Losing your mate is almost right there with it, because you know what? Your mate consoles you and helps you through it. And when they go, you don't have nobody to help you through it. You have to fight it by yourself. Dear God, thank you for all the friends that you brought here today to
So
have.
Jenny fights the grief the best way she knows, by loving and serving.
We don't have to check the 8 o'clock one?
And you're from where?
St. Charles, Michigan.
What are you doing down here?
I mean, basically the same thing you guys are doing here. You gotta come see Jenny May.
So you have this time for vacation and you come to see Miss Jenny May?
Yeah. I mean, she's a hoot.
Jenny's nieces, Kayla and Cassie, say they could go anywhere, but the choice is obvious.
You're always laughing. I mean, I have more fun with her than I do with my friends that are my age.
Do brown?
Blue or usually brown, but
Brown. This little girl named Rosalie, she thought it would be a good idea to start painting rocks. And she started painting rocks and hiding them uptown in the doorways and the flower pots and just different places.
It caught on so well she needed help painting. So Jenny paints. And when she's not painting rocks,
I mean, I cut a lot of people's grass because, you know, people don't have the big tractor like I have and all. And I enjoy it. It's like peace when I'm cutting grass. It's peace when I'm doing stuff. You know, I'm at peace. And that's what's most important. And you know, that's what keeps you living longer. It's when you're at peace with yourself. You know, when you're happy, laughing, and all like that. If you sit around gloomy and sad and all, you're not gonna live long.
if laughing keeps you living, Jenny will live forever, thanks to this next ride.
What are you laughing about?
You're just gonna start jumping like a rabbit to start with.
Well, I'm afraid of this, yeah. Oh, no. Oh, you're taking me through the bushes. Help.
Yes, we're going for it.
You're not gonna turn me over, are you? Help.
caught air that time.
I know I look at people my age and they look so old and walk bent over and all like that. I said, God, please don't let me do that. Let me be strong and get up and go. I just can't give up.
And after all these years, I've finally found out Jenny's secret to being the happy lady. She's just plain selfish.
Like sometimes old ladies don't have enough money to pay for their groceries. Well, I pay for a few little packages they have. Well, I pull in McDonald's and I pay for the person's stuff behind me. Just some little something every day I try to do for somebody. It makes me feel good, even if it don't make them feel good. It makes me feel good.
So you're doing it for you.
Yeah, I'm doing it for me, not for them, because it makes me feel good to do that for them. And just different things I do for people. I mean, that's how I hope I'm remembered. I don't want to be remembered by any other thing but what I have done on this earth to help people out. You know, that's what's important to me.
So here's the thing about a story. Once you record a story, you capture your story, you write your own story, that story hasn't ended. That's really just a chapter of your bigger story. And we found that out with Miss Jenny and how her story changed, and she dealt with loss once again. But it was so great to see her again. And as I've mentioned, I've been back to see her and surprise her, and that was a lot of fun. She is just a lot of fun. That's why they call her the Happy Lady. If you like this story, give it a like. Please tell me your comments. Tell me what you think of Miss Jenny. And you can subscribe to this page and hit the bell so that you'll be notified of future stories. If you're on Facebook, you can hit like or follow, whichever option is available.